So good morning everyone and please started. So good morning and thanks for coming and today my topic is smart healthcare technology to support computer aided diagnostic. Lot of things are coming up in this research area and people are working with ECG, EEG technologies. Lot of new hardwares are coming, lot of new algorithms are coming, but still it is a catching area where even Elon Musk is working and a lot of foreign companies are working to integrate this technology to support human. So smart technologies you can think in so many ways, but today we are going to discuss in terms of how basically we can take our ECG heart signals and EEG signals basically. And main focus will be on basically EEG signals. So topic is I will be covering about smart healthcare, what is basically this term indicates, and how basically we process ECG and EEG signals, and what is the importance of understanding that. Before you go for any analytics process, the biggest thing is that you should know the basic terminology of that particular domain. ECG, EEG is a very specific kind of analog signals. Normally we need to digitize it first and then accordingly we get some kind of parameter there. So until if you do not know the exact parameter in those signals, you cannot understand whenever you are putting some information or processing that information over that signals. And then I will talk about what are the major waves that we collect during EEG and how you can use this EEG waves for so many problems. If you have some sleep disorder, let's say depression disorder, you want to integrate or support some person who is unable to, you can say, talk to someone, then even you can use this technology to perform something, and simply by measuring your waves, you can instruct someone to do something. So just like we have seen in so many examples. Very popular, you can say one package, I'm just telling you just for information, MNE package, very popular in terms of processing your EEG or ECG signals. And after that I will tell you how to basically plot all those signals and analytics approach for EEG. So this is all about we are going to cover today. And as I told you, a lot of things we are hearing nowadays that after COVID or before COVID, the maximum number of deaths that is occurring in worldwide, you can say, is just because of cardiovascular disease. So heart attack is one of the very common symptoms which were prevailing even in the past, but nowadays it is coming even to the young generation. So you can see why basically we are talking about all these ECG and EEG signals. Reason being, if you can monitor the things or any patient or any human before time, then you can tell that person or he can take some precautions in terms of how basically to cure that disease. So that is very important. And if you see the global data, you see, so similarly in India even you have 272% death per lakhs. If nearly 1 lakh population if you take into account, so nearly you get 272% death, while globally if you see the rate is around 235% per lakhs. This is very common, but this is not the only diagnostic which can help you. This is the only preliminary findings. Just let's say you are feeling acidity or some kind of pains in the chest. Normally you think of going to doctors or hospital to get ECG done. The first step, normally any practitioners will tell you, any medical professor will tell you to go for ECG test. There, if they are finding some kind of abnormalities in the graph of ECG, then accordingly we can suggest you to go for echo or some other kind of major test. From there you can detect whether there is some kind of artery blockage or some other kind of problems are there. So normally ECG is concentrating. We normally collect R values in ECG graphs and accordingly we can check whether it is disturbing or not disturbing. So ECG is very commonly people have used in research and suggested so many methods. Where see, if you are doing only analytics for ECG and EEG, it's not a big challenge. Only challenge is that how basically you can process all this kind of signals, because signals you are collecting from sources, and whenever you are collecting, devices are collecting, they are interfering with so many kind of noises. The biggest problem is that how to remove those noise. If you are working in the algorithms which are very popular to remove any interference or noise kind of thing, then only you can contribute something new in the research. Simply taking ECG or EEG data, let's say you are analyzing something and showing some results, a micromodel is predicting something or like that, that is not going to serve the purpose of any community or for any device or whoever is manufacturing device based on ECG. So apart from ECG, another signals that very commonly people go for in case of some you want to analyze your brain, then EEG signal is very much popular. EEG, MEG, EEG simply I will come to the EEG part, and today we are going to focus more on EEG signals. So EEG signals are basically collected through our skull. So basically we place a headset, and there are a lot of number of headsets are available in the market. So based on the quality of the headsets, based on the number of channels those headsets are collecting, you could get different kind of information from your graphs that EEG is producing to you. So we are going to discuss, and this is a very hot area, EEG signals, and how basically we are collecting information and how we can help anyone in terms of brain-computer interface. So you can use this technology, and it is going to be a leading idea in next 10 years, you can say. So people, a lot of companies are investing in this EEG front, and they are trying to design the product based on EEG to support even, you can say, homely healthcare system or to any mass populations. So that's what I'm going to cover today. So what I'm trying to tell you, these all kind of diagnosis, whatever you are analyzing, ECG or EEG, it is not going to be the only one parameter based on that you can decide. The thing is that, let's say someone has some heart problem, the only ECG is not going to help. The only thing is they may have some different parameters. Your diabetes may be in a higher level, and you may be suffering from some other parallel, some kind of disease in your body. And if you have some idea, then you can support your system, or you can diagnose it earlier, and it can prevent you from major life-threatening problem. But EEG is going to help in a lot of ways, because if in Indian scenario you see, so farmers are committing suicide, and even very difficult to analyze in Indian scenario, because 75% people, let's say those who are in the rural areas in India, they normally feel this kind of any problem in their, let's say they are going through the depression or some kind of sleepy disorder, they take it very normal, just like we take it as acidity as a very normal. But this is the very thing, if we can design some kind of device using these signals, and they can help whether they are going through that phase, then we can stop some kind of suicides and so many things people are doing. Just like in the past also we have heard so many news about the farmer suicides, that because of their crop has been destroyed because of floods or some heavy rainfall, then you can say they have committed suicide. So you do not know the condition of the what is going on or what I am thinking right now. Just like so many cases of suicidal attempts even our young generations are doing. So what is going right now, what I am thinking, basically generates some kind of signals. And that chemical signals or chemical changes, whatever is happening in your brain, is going to be converted into electrical signal. So that is the fundamental things about EEG. Whatever you are getting, nothing is simply, let's say I am thinking right now something, it will be get converted, and that will be, you can say, analyzed by using electrodes. So whenever someone is designing some headsets, so they are simply placing headsets on your skull. So that is the first point. And that is the basic diagram you can see. So it's a bit, normally people know what is EEG, but normally we do not go for EEG. Reason being, we treat all this kind of symptoms in Indian scenario also, even worldwide, that this is a very common thing. People is suffering from, let's say, loneliness or not talking to anyone, sitting alone, thinking in some other order, so many things. So you ignore normally this kind of symptom. So normally even you cannot, even if you go for consultation with some doctor, you normally do not disclose this kind of information. But literally if you are feeling or you are hurt, you are stressed, or you are going through that phase for last, you can say 2, 3 or 4 months, definitely you should go for this kind of test. It is going to be help you in long term. Definitely it is going to be help you in long term in terms of recovering from this kind of unknown disease. So if something is going on in the brain, then how basically the people can monitor it. So EEG is basically a method. Normally it takes 10 to 12 hours. If you go for any diagnostic center, you want to get your EEG test done, it is a recording basically where the radiologist collect in a 10 to 12 hours span. It's not a one, because the time period kind of signals you are getting. And what basically the normally headsets, depends on the quality of the headsets, your information may be noisy in nature, and accordingly your radiologist will diagnose the things. What problems you are facing, or is it related to your symptoms somewhere that you have discussed with your doctor. So based on these EEG signals, he can suggest you something. So normally if you go for, so you basically put electrodes, and normally configuration of electrodes is very fixed. So whosoever is designing these types of headsets, normally there is a configuration, standard configuration of 10 by 20. Either you take from back to front or from left to right. So how to place basically, and normally channels based on the electrodes you are placing, number of channels you are trying to retrieve, and normal standard channel you can take from 1 to 256, but the standard is that normally we take 20 to 22 channels, and from if you are collecting those number of channels, then accordingly you can collect some kind of information in form of waveform. So that is written there. Basically, and what I have suggested you, this is going to be a very good technology if you are solving some even in my apartment, my you can say car cleaner was suffering this problem of epilepsy. Then he was suffering, suddenly he fall down, he was just scrambling and he was just suddenly fall down, and it will last for nearly 8 to 10 hours, and after that he will feel completely fine. After that, because this is just a signals which was generated somewhere in his mind, and based on that chemical and electrical changes now of the nerves is going to be stopped for some while, and he may be feeling that he is not getting any signal from the brain, so he will feel like scrambling, and then finally he will fall down. And that can happen anywhere if you are traveling, if you are crossing the road, and that happened to my younger brother, my cousin younger brother also 10 years back, and he took advice for nearly 10 years, and still he has a fear of that crossing the road, and his parents is having the fear. They are not saying that guy hello, because anywhere you can get that kind of attack. So Alzheimer attacks or seizure attack, any kind of disorders you are getting. That is basically going to very severe if you are not taking it properly. So that is the second point, and the rest of the things you can understand very well from the slides itself. Normally we get a graph, so it's basically a time-space kind of data. Normally after you are recording something. So normally this is the configuration. You can say whatever I have suggested to you and informed you already. So location of electrode is very peculiar, and it is fixed. You cannot put. That's the reason only radiologists or practitioners can do this kind of test, because fixed things are that. Let's say you are putting some electrodes, where to put odd number of electrodes, where to put even number of electrodes. Things are very fixed in nature. Normally we put electrodes in the even number of electrodes in the right hand side and odd number of electrodes in the left hand side of what? Our brain, or you can say skull, whatever we are recording. And what is basically normally we are getting, I suggested you that some chemical changes are happening. It is getting converted into electrical signal. Electrical nothing is the voltage you are getting basically. The voltage is one electrode is let's say placed at a frontal portion, and next electrode is placed in a prefrontal portion, let's say. And then simply these two electrodes will get a change. If there is any change, voltage difference is there. Accordingly, it records the signals, and that signals finally gets digitalized by using some sampling frequency, and you will get an answer in a form of some waveform. So sampling frequency normally takes 256 Hz. Normally we take in the sampling frequency, and that signal you are getting in a form of EEG waves. So that point is there. Physical placement of electrode very important. You have some reference electrode, location of electrodes on the skull is very important. Where to put odd number of electrodes, where to put, and that's the reason you should know. Why I am telling all those things? If you are simply analyzing, I will show you how to analyze it using Python library or something. That is very simple. But technically, you do not know the terminology of what basically signals are referring, how you are putting, what things you have kept, where you have kept all these electrodes. You cannot understand that particular things. You will get so many data in data or everywhere. Implementation is not a new field. People have started on 2004. A lot of development has come up after 2017. Very good research papers are available. But you should understand the basic basically how basically these signals and where you can contribute. Contribution only is just in terms of analytics, showing some results. My model is better, is not going to contribute anything in terms of good research. Only thing you can contribute, I will tell you the last, where you can work that is going to build you a new kind of directions in this area. So that is the point you can give. I hope these points are clear till now. And then this is the simple things. If you see your channel labels, normally electrodes are placed in this way. You can see prefrontal. That FP indicates what? Prefrontal area of my skull. So that is fixed. You can, and that one is dividing your total skull into two portions. Left and right portion. You can see left portion normally odd numbers is written, and while in the right portion you can see even numbers are written. And nomenclature is also very fixed. So you can see from FP indicates what? Prefrontal area of my skull, and normally F indicates frontal area, P indicates temporal area, C indicates my central part of my skull, and then parietal and occipital. And these are the mastoid is nothing, it's that particular bones near outer ear, A1 and A2. And that's the point written there. Later is used to denote the lobe. Lobe is nothing, the channel from where you are collecting the information. And whereas hemisphere location is represented by a number. So that's very, and that's fixed. And now once you have kept or placed your electrodes on the scalp of circumference of your scalp, let's say, then you are going to collect some kind of waveforms. So normally we are getting at times this kind of data and major waveforms which is coming through that electrodes consisting of normally these 5 different waves. So normally it consists of gamma wave, let's say, beta wave, alpha, beta, gamma, theta and delta. So let's say and every waveform, let's say I am analyzing a frequency of 0 to 40 Hz. If I am analyzing a frequency of 0 to 40 Hz, what information basically we are analyzing? It's, you can say normally we are analyzing gamma, beta and alpha waves only. So I know what kind of information I want to get from these waves, because these waves are very fixed. See, if it is representing some kind of thing, let's say gamma wave I am analyzing, it will simply tell you what about your mental state, that how much problem solving capability you have. And second thing, it is going to tell you how much concentration you have. So depends on the graph, depends on the plottings, you can understand, because you have done a rigorous 10 to 12 hours of analyzing that particular parameters, then you can get an idea whether a person is less concentration or it has less or whatever things. The problems are solving capability you can analyze, and concentration power also you can analyze by using gamma. Let's say someone is going through some sleepy disorder or some kind of low movement or depression or something like that. Then normally we analyze what? Beta. So beta wave normally tells you what? Whether person is in mind is in active state or not. Active mind and passive mind. So let's say someone is in depression state. The only thing is that he may not be feeling very good. So most of the time he will feel like he will go for sleepy or not talking to anyone. He will always feel like sleepy. So his mind will be not in active state. Then in that case, if you are getting a graph where all the amplitudes are showing in a lower range, you can analyze that graph and you can say yes, you are going through this kind of state. So if it is showing normal kind of amplitudes, so amplitude varies from -100 to +100. So all these details you can understand from anywhere whenever you want to walk in this area. So beta waves are very much popular. Someone if you want to understand whether it is very restful or not, in very calm, very restful, reflective nature or not, then in that case you can analyze alpha. So alpha waves is going to tell you this thing. So these all are nothing. Theta waves tell you about drowsiness, sleepiness you are feeling. And let's say I am sleeping right now for 8 hours. I will analyze whether I am sleeping, dreaming or not. Then I can simply analyze what wave? Delta waves I can analyze. These are the 5 major waves that EEG signals. Whatever waves you are getting, these all waves are consist of mainly these 5 frequency bands. And based on the bands, their bands are also mentioned here. Gamma wave, 300, 200, and similarly whatever is written here. So this is going next. So looking into a particular person, let's say, this is an example of emotion classification. Let's say, so let's say I am going and meeting you every day. You cannot analyze whether I am going to a depression or going to a loneliness or going to some other kind of state. And someone has stress because of job, someone has stress or something like that. So you could have something like that. So you do not know basically. Looking into a person, you cannot say. If you have analyzed this data, let's say anger, so this is simply an emotional classification analysis you have done, and based on that you have done something like that. But simply looking into a person every day, you cannot say. So that's the reason you need to, if you are going to some pages, you need to go for some kind of test. And test you need to go for, let's say, EEG kind of system you need to follow. A lot of things are there, and data indicates that people are going to, not because this is not only related to depression. Depression is one of the states where most of the even young people are facing. Okay, it's not a thing that even if you go to farmers are committing suicide just because of they have gone into that state. They have gone into that low stage of their mind that they cannot think something else. And finally they thought of doing something, living their lives or something like that. So this is the simply state. If you have done it, diagnosed it properly, you could treat that person's health. Finally, things will be over after a span of 2 years or 3 years. So a lot of things you can understand, and normally people indicate that according to WHO data, if you analyze 5% of the adults and 6% of adults over. Normally, if you feel, if some parents are in your house and old parents, they normally feel more loneliness because maybe and they may be going through some different stages. People have gone abroad, or let's say their childs are not with them, then they may be suffering because of that. So if you are liking, treating them, putting some kind of infrastructure for them, and sharing with the people can help them in that. So this kind of diagnosis is very much important, and data also indicates women are much more prone to depression. The reasons are not just because of genetic reasons also, and just because of hormones generates and a lot of stress, drugs. This diagnosis indicates what could be the reason. Your food habits also gives you some kind of depression. So how basically you are eating, what you are eating, what kind of drugs you are taking, and all those common. You can combine everything and you will get an idea. That is a very common things of sleeping disorder, not feeling fine, feeling alone. People are suffering from all those things. And that's the point. Last point is despite of advanced medication, we have so many medicines and all. 75% of the people from low and middle class families are receiving no treatments, and sometimes they are not receiving at all. So this is all about background. So now you have understood about what are the channels you can analyze, and basically this is very popular. MNE is very popular. You can say MNE should be indicated for minimum norm estimation. So this is a Python open source library which is built on the top of all Python framework, you can say. So MNE you can use simply you can install this, pit install MNE, pit install, and based on the signal type. So normally if you want to analyze this kind of signals, you can consult some hospitals where you can take a live data of let's say 40 to 50 people. For those people radiologist has done some easy kind of testings, or you can try from available data sets whoever is putting data for commercial use or for academic research. So a lot of things are there. MNE still supports lot of database. It has sample database related to ECG and EEG. So you can, just for sake of your analyzing and understanding how basically you process this kind of data, you could simply access this kind of software and simply install it and do it. It is not a basically a project. It is not a basically a software was built. Earlier it was C code. If you see how basically people have evolved, the MNE was simply evolved by a PDF student in that. At that site you can refer. martinonos.org.mne. So this particular martinonos.org you can get whole documentation. Just like we go for Python documentation or something. If you want to understand how basically EEG and ECG signals are processed, you can go to this site. MNE indicates and gives you all algorithms, all functionality that you require for EEG. This is a very popular package in terms of if you are analyzing for ECG or MEG or EEG signals. So that's the point there. It supports all kind of files. Normally, if you download the data, normally you will get the data in the form of .pdf, European data